Hello, welcome to the channel. So after listening to the engine knock, even though I suspect that it's the big end, the problem with the crankshaft, I'm not going to just suddenly rip the engine out. I'd look pretty stupid if I found out that it was something simple. So I'll look for the simple things first, roll them out and gradually progress. So I'm going to pull off the left hand side engine cover and just check the flywheel. Make sure it's not loose and that it's not, the rivets that hold it all together are intact. Let's take the cover off and have a look. Remove the cover, and as you can see, this is a 6-volt postie, so the flywheel and the stator is different. So I've just had a check. Seems to be tight, there seems to be no movement. I'll remove the flywheel just in case, just to check. Normally I wouldn't advocate using a rattle gun, but because I think the crankshaft's at fault anyway, there seems to be no chance of damaging anything when the crankshaft's probably going to be pressed apart anyway. To remove the flywheel, you will need one of these extractors with a left hand thread. Make sure though you take this washer out. If you don't, the extractor screws in with very few threads, and it's easy to strip the threads inside the boss of the flywheel. So using a piece of wire, small piece of wire, thin wire, can be a bit fiddly. Flick in behind and remove this washer. Hopefully I'll keep my arm out of the way. There's a washer. So although the nut on the end of the flywheel is a normal right hand thread, this extractor is a left hand thread. Just try that. Hate using an adjustable spanner. That noise you can hear. There you go. It's Thursday morning, and it's the rubbish bin being emptied, the wheelie bin being emptied. That's the flywheel removed. The flywheel has a Woodruff key, and also these rivets where the flywheel is riveted onto the boss, they can become damaged and the flywheel can move, but this looks pretty good. I think that looks fine. What we can see in here now is the timing chain, the cam chain adjuster and the plunger. If you'd like to know more about the cam chain adjuster and the tensioner, have a look at my video detailing exactly how it works. But at the moment, everything looks fine. There's a little bit of end flow. This is the main bearing, obviously the crankshaft. Feels okay, so I'm going to have to look elsewhere. As I said before, you have to check the easy things first before going all in and removing the engine and starting stripping down. You'd have pretty much egg on your face if you strip the engine down to find out it was something simple like a loose clutch nut or a loose flywheel nut. Let's have a look at the clutch side. We've moved to the right hand side of the bike, and I've taken off the clutch cover and removed the clutch. And yep, you've guessed it, if you want to know how to do that, check my video out in the link on how to remove and replace the clutch. First thing that I looked at was that the clutch was actually tight on the end of the crankshaft. The nut was tight, the tab washer was still in place, everything looked fine. I checked the primary drive, the gears, the teeth, there's nothing wrong with the teeth, everything looks fine in this side. So the next step, remove the cylinder head and the cylinder. So I've removed the cylinder head, and I'll try and show you. See if you can see this. See how much movement there is there? I'll pull the cylinder off and have a look, but that's definitely excessive. So maybe that is what's causing my knock. So good news is, feels like there's no play in the big end, so I can't feel any movement, and that's really like that. We are allowed a little bit of axial side to side movement, but there's no movement in the big end bearing or the small end bearing, the main bearings, so that's good news. It means that I may be able to get away with either a new piston, rings, possibly a rebuild, but just a top end rebuild. So I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching.